Hello fellow Earthlings, it's Libs, and today I'm going to be sharing my final book haul of 2021. I have my book mug that has coffee in it to help me get through this video because I am tired. I do not recommend staying up until 5 in the morning finishing assignments and then mucking up your sleep schedule for the rest of the week. Don't recommend doing that. Not that I've ever done that. So I thought I would do this video a little bit early, mainly because if I don't, I will forget about it. And considering how many end of year wrap up kind of videos I have planned, I have a feeling I'd kind of push a book haul back and then end up not doing it until next year. So I'll do it early because I'm probably not going to buy any more books this year. If I do, they're going to be gifts instead of books for me, because if I buy books for me at the moment when I have so many gifts to buy, that would be bad. That would be bad. I'm going to be good. This year I will be good and I won't buy books. Maybe. So the first book I have to share with you is an exciting one. Not that any of these books aren't exciting, they're all very exciting. But the first one is the Chilton classic edition of The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. This is such a gorgeous cover. I did have a copy of The Great Gatsby, but I think it was like a pink penguin one and it got lost, and then when I found it, it was so dirty that I was just like, I'd like a nice one now, I think. And I'm hoping this time when I try and read it, I'll get more than 2 chapters in. We shall see. But this was on a special with something I bought as a Christmas gift that I'm also going to definitely read, so that's included. But I've wanted to buy some Chilton classics for ages, but they're like $40 full price, which is insane. I can kind of see why though, because it's all textured, it's hardback, it's got gold gilded edges, and it's got the little ribbon. So I can kind of see why they can charge $40 for it, but two for $30 was a much better deal. So I'll show you the other book I got with this. So this one is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. And I mean, how gorgeous is this? I love it. It feels so nice. It looks beautiful. This is going to make such a great gift. I know who I'm giving this to. I just think anyone who likes classics would probably be really into these editions. They don't have introductions or anything like that, so if you kind of, if you like an introduction, these won't be the classics for you, editions for you. But if you've kind of already got one from school and you want a really, that has all that, has an introduction and history and everything, and you just want a really beautiful version, I think these are the ones. So earlier this year I read Clara and the Sun by Kazuo Ishiguro, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars, and since then I really wanted to pick up some more of his work. And this, why is there blue tack on the back of this? Okay, that's nothing to do with anything. So I saw this one on sale and decided to pick it up, and it's The Buried Giant. I think this is more of a historical fiction novel set around World War II, maybe? I might be wrong. I think I'm wrong. I don't know what this is about at all.
5 minutes later.
The Romans have long since departed and Britain is steadily declining into ruin. I don't know what that means, but I'm excited. I think there's a couple who go on a journey. That's really helpful. I don't really know anything else about this. I know this isn't his most popular book, but I think I'm just keen to try something. And there must have been a different blurb on the website when I ordered this, because yeah, the back isn't ringing a bell, but I have in my mind an idea of what this book is meant to be about, so we shall see. I'm hoping this is good. There are so many of his books I want to read, but I'm hoping this is a good one. I love that it's supposed to be nearing summer, and the weather has completely gone back to winter, and it's pelting with rain and really cold. So the next book I picked up is one I'm kind of nervous about, but I picked it up because the works that this author's really known for are huge and intimidating, so I thought a short story collection might be a good way to dip my toe in. So I picked up Dubliners by James Joyce, which is his short story collection that is meant to be excellent. I've heard really good things about this, so I'm hoping I get along with it. I'm not the biggest fan of short story collections. I think there's only one I've given 4 stars to, and everything else has been like a 2.5. So we'll see how we go with this one. I've got a video planned in February that I'm going to be reading this for, so I'm hoping I enjoy it. I'm just keen to read some Irish literature. I haven't really delved into that before, so I'm thinking I'm going to enjoy this one. Then I picked up something that I'm quite nervous to read, and it's a tiny book, so it won't take me long, but I'm worried I'm not going to know what's going on at all, because I picked up Jason and the Golden Fleece. I am kind of terrified, but I've been wanting to read some like proper classic literature for a while now, and this one was on sale. And I've heard it's meant to be a good one. I think I've heard Daphnis and Chloe is meant to be the best introduction to like really classic literature, Greek literature, classic Greek literature. So yes, I do know what this is about. It is, you know, Jason and the Golden Fleece. But I'm curious. I'm excited because it's got an introduction, bibliography. It's got a map and such in here. So, you know, I love a book with a good map, or a few maps, a few maps, which I don't quite understand yet, but I'm keen to get into this. I might read this when I want to do more of my reading books from around the world. Although this will probably be vastly different from anything else I'm reading for that, so maybe not. I'll see how I go. I'm hoping it's accessible enough that I can actually grasp what is happening. So I'm scared, I'm excited. Yeah. So now I have a book that I'm probably the most excited about out of any of the books in this haul, and that is the Decagon House Murders by Yukito Aisha. I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know. It's this book, which I've been seeing popping up quite a bit recently, and I've heard really amazing things about this. It's a Japanese murder mystery story that is inspired by And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, which is one of my favourite Agatha Christie murder mysteries. And I believe it's about a group of students who go to this house where everyone was murdered on this island that's shaped like a decagon, and then they all start mysteriously dying. So I'm really excited to get around to reading this one. I don't know if I want to read this for like a crime video or if I want to save this for a video specifically on Japanese literature. Let me know down below which one you'd prefer to see and I'll put it in whichever video. But yeah, I'm particularly excited to read this one, and the cover is glorious. I was just excited that I could actually get it at found it for a reasonable price at an actual bookshop. It made me very happy. Considering I think online it's for some reason more expensive. So a couple of months ago, Be Kind Rewind did a video about the movie adaptation of Breakfast at Tiffany's. And so I had to buy the book Breakfast at Tiffany's by Truman Capulte. I don't regret my decision at all. I'm really curious. I feel like, well, the book and the film are so different. I'm not really that attached to the film. I'm not sure if I was a bit older than some other people were when they saw it the first time, so I don't have this emotional attachment to it. And it's hard not to think about Mickey Rooney when you think about that film now. But I'm curious to read the book that served as somewhat of an inspiration behind the film. This is the Penguin Modern Classics edition, and I think it's got a few other books, like stories in here as well. So yeah, it's got Breakfast and Tiffany's, House of Flowers, A Diamond Guitar, and A Christmas Memory. And since it's got a Christmassy themed story in here, I think I'm going to read this in December, which I'm keen for because it's a tiny book. We know how much I love a tiny book. Yeah, I'm keen to actually be part of the discourse about whether I think it should have been Audrey or Marilyn who played Holly Golightly. Now I have a book that doesn't really fit into anything else I've talked about so far in this video. Yeah, all the other books have been like classics or modern classics, but this is a very new release, and this is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I really wish it didn't have this on here, but this is not a sticker, this is just embossed into the cover. So I've read Daisy Jones and the Six and The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo this year, and I really enjoyed both of them. I gave Evelyn Hugo a 4.5 and Daisy Jones a 5. So I couldn't not pick up her latest book, and the other two books I've listened to on audio, so I'm interested to actually physically read one of her books and see if that alters my experience with her style of writing. So this one is more about Mick Reaver's children and their house going up in flames after a party in Malibu. So I'm keen. I'm extremely keen. I think if I do end up going on any kind of holiday over summer, I will definitely be reading this book. It's been a struggle not to pick it up already. And then the final book I have to share with you is This Green and Pleasant Land by Aisha Malak. And this has a beautiful cover. I did pay extra so I could get the hardback because I didn't really like the paperback edition very much. I'm maybe 60% of the way through this book at the moment, and I'm very much enjoying it so far. It's the story of this little English village, and one of the men in this village's mother has just passed away, and she asked him to build a mosque in the village because she's worried that he's lost sight of his roots and his family history. So it's about how this village reacts very poorly to him wanting to build a mosque, and how ridiculously obsessed this village is with trying to hold on to a particular image of England that only really exists in their imagination. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's about, at the moment it's sitting at around a 4-star for me. So I should have a reading vlog coming out next week where I'm talking about this book a bit more, so stay tuned for that. I forgot a book. I also have Down and Out in Paris and London by George Orwell, which is a book I just mentioned in my non-fiction TBR video. So this is all about when Orwell was living on the streets in Paris and London and kind of exploring what was going on at the time, I guess. And I'm just really curious at what this book's going to explore exactly and how it's going to do it. I don't know what to say about this book, really. I haven't read any Orwell yet, although I'm about to start 1984. So I'm hoping to get around to this one quite soon. There was a video I was going to read this in, but I think I'm going to scrap that because it was so weirdly obscure that I don't think anyone would be interested. Although, if anyone wants to see me reading the books that Breely mentioned in Who Gets to Be Smart, let me know. If anyone wants to see that, I will read this book in that video. Okay, so hopefully this wasn't too chaotic. I'm feeling more alive now that they've had most of the coffee. I should have probably done that before filming the video, so I will link my story graph, Instagram, blog and such down below, and I shall see you next time. Bye.